Right, well, a possible therapy for COVID-19 could be on the cards for South Africa. A drug called Remdesivir will hit South African shores to combat the coronavirus. 360 Biopharmaceuticals and 360 Biopharma have partnered with Jubilant Generics to supply Remdesivir for the treatment of COVID-19 infection in Southern Africa. Jubilant Life Sciences entered into licensing agreement with Gilead for Remdesivir, a potential therapy for COVID-19. For more on this, when I joined by Khandani Msibi, who is a CEO at 360 Global Solutions Group. A very good afternoon to you, sir, and thank you for joining us here on SABC News.
Good afternoon to you, Flo, and good afternoon to the listeners, and thank you for having me.
Why have we not heard enough about this drug or therapy? In fact, maybe you should tell me the difference and really what this is all about. How come we've not heard so much about it when, you know, everybody's talking about coronavirus, COVID-19, and looking for anything that could, you know, possibly help in this fight against the virus that we're on at the moment?
I think there's a little bit that is known about the drug. The area of COVID treatment and the response to COVID is a fast-moving area from a pharmaceutical point of view. And you would have been aware of a drug that has now been identified with the president of the U.S., Donald Trump, that was also tested, but the results were not as good.
Yeah.
And Remdesivir is one drug that has ticked most of the boxes, that it helps the patients recover. It actually delivers a much better recovery rate than most of the drugs in the market. And I think the last results that they achieved with Remdesivir was a 65% recovery rate.
Yeah. How did 360 Global Solutions Group get involved? I mean, you as the CEO must have been very, I suppose, very connected to what was happening in terms of the tests, and I understand that there's been tests that have been conducted on various patients. So can you take us through all of that and how you ultimately got to the point of indeed getting involved with this particular drug?
The tests for Remdesivir have not yet been concluded in South Africa. There are tests, but there are other countries like the US and some European countries have actually done conclusive tests and are using the drug for treatment. In fact, an interesting development happened whereby the United States almost nationalized all the production of Remdesivir in the US and reserved it for Americans for the month of July and August. So the U.S. is not exporting Remdesivir at the moment, given the results that are coming through with Remdesivir. I think one of the things about the COVID that it has raised the head of nationalism in that the countries are looking after themselves. And for us as a group, we entered biotechnology about 2 years ago. We've been working in particular with the CSIR on the development of drugs or reformulation of drugs for malaria and TB and a number of ailments. And the CSIR has a nanotechnology platform that we thought we could use the nanotechnology platform to respond to COVID. And that was in March when we started the work on a COVID, trying to bring in a South African solution. Part of what we do as a group is that we've established partnerships with international companies, and Jubilant was one of those companies that we were negotiating a partnership with when they were given Remdesivir, and they offered us Remdesivir for the Southern African market. But I mean, they don't have any other agreement in the continent, and that remains open for us. And we're executing country by country as we get opportunities to present to the authorities. And in as far as South Africa is concerned, The drug is scheduled to arrive in August. There's a lot of work that continues with the regulators. As you know, the pharmaceuticals are regulated by SABRA, and there's an engagement in terms of making sure that all the paperwork is actually in place.
I mean, I'm just wondering, we've heard a lot from the WHO. In fact, almost every day we hear on SABC broadcast word from the WHO, and one of the things that Dr. Tedros was saying is that there's no really writing off of any alternative medication or drugs or treatment. Would you be seeking, or have you already perhaps sought any kind of, blessings from the WHO with regards to Remdesivir?
Oh yes, no, Remdesivir has got an okay from all regulatory authorities in the US and in Europe, and the World Health Organization has given it an okay. We wouldn't be using it if it hasn't got an okay from the relevant authorities.
All right. Thank you very much for this information, and certainly we'll touch base with you again in August when it has become available. That's Khandani Msibi, the CEO of 360 Global Solutions Group. Thank you for your time, sir.